Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kingsmen Father's Day lunch. If you don't know what the Kingsmen is, it is us ushering in new gentlemen. Who is a Kingsman? Someone with values, someone with strength, someone who stands for something, someone who is a man to look up to. And I've got the guests that you need to look up to, that I personally look up to. Mr. Banalere here, and I've got Mr. Mofet Kaluza, and we're just going to have a conversation about manhood, fatherhood, entrepreneurship. Since it's Father's Day, you're by time highlighting it. You know? So that's what we're going to be doing today. I hope you enjoy what we're doing, and I hope you watch out for the next ones because it's all going to be coming. Remember to like and subscribe. NATO World Media, it's all going to be there. And yeah, we're going to jump into it. We don't have time to be paying bills when nobody's paying us anything. So today's topics, it's more about three things basically. It's manhood, it's fatherhood, and it's entrepreneurship as out. You know, it's the do's and don'ts, it's the who do you look up to, it's what do you stand for if you say you're a man. If we time, don't think of child support and entity. Are you present? Are you not? You know, when it comes to entrepreneurship, we need to be kind of pushing more our foot to get into it and get into it the right way. There's a lot of guys that are trying to start businesses, but at the same time, and we're not doing anything related to growing ourselves, growing the business itself, and reaching out because we are too attached to Ikasi, to who's around us. We are too scared to break out in our businesses because so I'm trying to get us to a point where I'm actually trying to do business the right way, follow the rules of the business, and be able to sell your business. And yeah, and when it comes to fatherhood, I don't know much about fatherhood. You guys are telling me more about my time. You know, I know my hot man, I know my uncle, but my time, and we also need that guidance and manhood as well. I think no one has the right answers with them, and I think you guys have walked the journey. You guys have seen which went or represents 1, 2, 3, and yeah. That's what we're going to be touching on, and I don't want to box you in, I don't want to tell you the man is coming on. I want you to kind of have the feeling to think, I think this is what we need to go at, you know. So, I'm going to pass the mic, I don't have much to say today. I'm a good man, you want to
what?
yeah.
So what do we share?
I think we need to start with fatherhood. Fatherhood, like having a present father, what it means. And also if you're a young father, incredible is fine. Like what you need to do to make sure that you are there. You need to say I hope that not go around wondering the time and I man. You got up on this end, not just with money. So I want us to touch first on fatherhood. Your take on what it represents in your life and a young man's life.
Okay. Fatherhood in the context of me, well, fatherhood for me, it's really the responsibility more than anything. It's a responsibility, and when you think of responsibility or how responsibility has been taught to us, you know, which more than you have to be responsible for the child. What I've then come to find, the responsibility that I'm taking for the child, right, is actually growing me to become a responsible human being. You understand? So before I had a child, I thought, I will, when the child was on the way, I thought, I'm going to teach him so many things, you know, we're going to do this and that, and etc. And only to find that was only about 20% of the experience of being a father. Instead, they taught me a lot of things, you understand? So I had to then start reflecting so I had to imagine, okay, so if what is the long term outcome of that. You know, if you are pambo, if, for example, we have shy on the weekend, you know, and then back then, are you going to be able to go you know, we will need that because mind you drunk, you understand. Say bang for I sit same time. What's it? Now you need to come, you pick them up and buy a special. You're not going to be able to do it. You understand? So mind you start minimizing. Easy to have. So it's those things that one of those things which it shows which irresponsibility. I thought which it's only just which okay, now you have a child, so you have to be responsible for the child. And it became a personal thing, you know, on my side. All right, Chap, how do I fix myself to be a father to the child?
Yeah, you know, if I may just add on your understanding in terms of fatherhood, it's very important to note. It's very important to note that parenthood, as much as we would like to have a book somewhere, maybe to go and buy when you are confronted with such issues, but unfortunately, there's no such thing. There's no such book that will actually guide you to become a responsible person, that will guide you to be or to raise your son or your daughter to the most preferred way that you prefer. You can't, if you look at next door, the parents next door and the parents in your home, they basically like raising their children differently. And therefore, you can't be in a situation that being a parent, you need to have a certain aspect of and a way to go about things so that so it derives back from the situation where your girlfriend tells you she's pregnant. That split second that you hear that, when you take it, if you take it negatively, your child is good. But when you take it positively, as much as maybe you feel and my parents will be like shouting at me, hey, what's happening, why do you have all those kind of things, but the fact is your inner feeling, if you take that news in a positive way, it's going to be easier for you to move forward than if you're taking it negatively. I know, this is not my child. I know, let's go for blood test, let's go for DNA test, all those kind of things. You're starting on the wrong foot. But on the other hand, we as a young people, maybe all those guys from the young age who are actually exposed to this kind of situations, they'll find that it's easier that they actually look up to their fathers, their uncles, their whoever that is old, that is actually surrounding them in your first circle. The people that you surround yourself in the first circle, those are the very important people that you look up to and to check how are they like raising you, how are they raising their own children, and what is it that you're going to actually feed, what is it that you're going to take and feed yourself. All those kind of aspects, they're very important as well to actually groom a person, to actually give you strength when that moment comes. I'm pregnant, you know how to respond immediately. Because now, many guys, when they are confronted with this kind of things, because that's why I want to actually emphasize on this thing. When they are saying, getting the point, the baby will come, let's sit down before I'm pregnant. It's traumatic, of course, for a young boy, for a young man or anything. But the way that you need to take it. It actually will pave the way how you're gonna move from now on. You're gonna have, like, you're gonna fight for the visitation of the child, all those kind of things. Because it starts from that same moment. So it's very important for the young people when they are converted, whether you don't believe that it's your child, whether you have doubts, whether you still have to want to go for DNA test. But when you get those reports saying, baby, I'm pregnant, think positive. I know it's hard, but think positively. And once you think that, it will actually open up. You're gonna be able to wear her shoes. Because at that present moment, she's the most traumatic person. She's like experiencing a lot at that point. So you may have to actually try and wear her shoes and understand the point of view and understand how she's feeling at this present juncture. Maybe she's still at school, maybe she's what and all that thing, and maybe her parents are fighting, they want to chase her away from her home, and all those kind of things. They are very sweet. But now, as a person, you just need to actually give her hope. Give her hope. Extend the situation that I'm here. We did this, both of us, let's move forward. You know? I think that's the most important thing that has the way that we need to take.
On that point, because where you started it is the moment you hear you're pregnant, you know. So you're saying at that point you must be positive about it, because then it sets the tone, what's going to happen. But I want to actually take it even further back than that. You know, if you are sexually active, right? Because once I say Guana, you don't really care. Then you start understanding girls, and then you start kissing girls, and you start sleeping with girls. At that point when you start sleeping with girls, I think that's where it needs to start. Which you need to fix your mind. Anything can happen, right? And even if you use a condom, right? You can use a condom or another one or contraceptives. But the fact of for example, if you use a condom for the first 3 months or so, and then after once in a while, and then you drop it, if you contraceptive, it might happen because those solutions like 98-99% effective, etc. But the key thing, when you realize that okay, now you're sleeping with women, you need to understand English as well at that point. You understand, and that's where the preparation needs to happen. Yeah, it needs to happen from that point, and then with women, it exposes you to it automatically. You know, it exposes you to it, and so when you fix your mind. Before this moment, when you fix your mind, you need to, if ever someone says they're pregnant, what we guys do is that we say, okay, it's a terminate, right? But here's the problem with termination. It's not your decision, it's her decision. You understand? And that's where Amanyama fights are kind of the baby mom and the baby daddy drama starts from there. You understand? When the guy says, no, man, please, tell us it's terminate. And then she says, man, I don't believe in that. It could be religious reasons. It could be what we are serving for losing our kid, because there are dangers that are associated with that. You know, so at the point at which you start sleeping with women, you must know what it can happen. And I think, I'm in 85, right? So I grew up in a situation where there were fathers and mothers in houses, right? But what I saw from older people, which were, I think, in the National Tabango, they were older from like maybe 5 years, 7 years, 10 years older than me. What happened with them is, I started seeing this thing in Uti. It's possible ukuthi ungaba nomntwana ahlale kabuchiri and then ube ithame vamashaya. Ngibone la. You understand? So if, for example, I grew up in an environment where if umuntu was pregnant and then you are forced to like marry them, and then you go off with them. You're now. I would have probably had a different mindset with children. So much because I grew up in an environment where it's normal. It's like, oh, oh, okay. Yeah, or I'll tell a parent in yes, so for me it was normal. That's why it was an easy decision for me to like say, oh, okay, so Mdana is not a bad thing. It's like you can have a child, you know, and then you just send maintenance money. Then it doesn't even work like that. And so luckily is that I've maintained he actually turned 11 years Israel, you know. And to have say one is like, okay, the next time around I'm gonna do it right. You know, I'm gonna have to provide for myself. You build a home. You take a woman, you bring them to that home, and then you have children in that home, and then you raise the children in that home. You understand? But it took about 10 years before you born this thing. And imagine we born up because of that I chose to start seeing. So no one came to me like, no, I see fundamentally or whatnot. In fact, it's like the more women we have, it's high. And this was no, it's sort of normal to have like 3 or 4 kids, and you're not married to any of the women. It's crazy stuff.
And that's something that I'm seeing that has become a trend, and hence I think one of the biggest factors in why we started doing kids. It's more of a kind of, let me find the right way to be the man, and I want my kids to be proud of the end of the day. So having intimacy everywhere, Mara, I'm pro up. Like for me, it's one of those things. As much as you are present to call now, but do they even share? There's this snacks moment, you know, with those are the moments that I feel like we take away in because it was it's an experience. Yeah. But the simple things like doing the homework, opening the TV, like those are the things that are missing. And I found, which personally, most of the things I learned was from Mama and King, from Umatalawa. I mean, at the time we started clicking crabs.